Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to sort of be doing a video giving my reaction and talking about some expectations for the recently announced new anime series coming this summer in July. That is, of course, for one of the biggest anime continuation of all time, Dragon Ball Super. Okay, so I did a video like yesterday, and I talked a bit about, like the news of it. But it was prior to work. I was a little bit busy. I was, getting ready for work and stuff. So prior to my shift and showered and all that. So I was just basically kind of posting like a news video. But I realized that I hadn't really given too many of my own thoughts or my personal reaction of how I felt when I read the news. So first of all, people in the channel told me about it, and I see all kinds of nonsense all the time on the web. We all do, right? You see stuff that's just totally not true. You see stuff that doesn't sound right. And when I first heard it, I was like, I didn't want to get too excited because I was like, yeah, right, BS, right? There's no way this could be possible. So I started browsing around on Google and that, and finally figured out that, yeah, no, this is legit. They are actually making a new DBZ or Dragon Ball S, I guess, DBS anime series, man. And oh my gosh, it honestly brought a tear to the eye, I tell you the truth, because once it sunk in, I was like, afterwards, I was like, man, we're going to see some more Dragon Ball. And, I know we've had the movies, we've had Battle of Gods, we've got Resurrection F, which should be amazing. Can't wait to see it this summer. I just absolutely can't wait, to actually see that because it looks amazing. The trailers for it look amazing. And actually, the funny thing is, I think I've showed you guys this before too, but this is my workstation. And even though there's nothing for Dragon Ball on, I have my Dragon Ball Z figures right there. I got my Walking Dead stuff behind me because most viewers in the channel are here for Walking Dead. But I got my DBZ stuff in eyeshot just to the right of here. I got, my Broly and Cell and Vegeta and Gohan and all the rest, androids and everything, Frieza and all that right there, man. And it just... Man, just to say, that's why I want to do this video, is just to kind of say, what amazing news. I never thought this would happen. Like I said in the news video, I had done a video years ago about this saying, will we ever see another DBZ? Will there ever be another DBZ? And at that time, I felt like, no, there won't be, because at that time, we didn't even have these movies that were being released. We got some stuff, but it wasn't much. We had the video games, which there's always been the video games, but the video games are their own thing. Now with Xenoverse and that lately, they've been putting in some animated cutscenes, which are beautiful, by the way. I'm still playing Xenoverse and getting through it and everything, and it's hard because I don't have that much time, but it's amazing. I just love it so much. Maybe I'll do some gaming videos, some just some fun gaming videos of me playing some Xenoverse, because I just love it, man. DB. It's my favorite anime of all time, by far, Dragon Ball Z. And, I always felt like when it ended, it went on for a long time. And the Buu Saga, at the point where we got to the Buu Saga, it was like, okay, we had grown up with Dragon Ball. We had been watching it for years and years and years and years and years. From the time when I first started watching Dragon Ball when I was like 5 years old to the time when I finally finished watching the end of DBZ when I was like in my teens. By the time we finally saw it, because I was watching everything dubbed, and the internet wasn't really big. Like the internet as it is now, you can go on and watch. Like when DB Super airs in Japan, we'll be able to go watch that online streaming, right? And with subtitles in English. Granted, it won't be dubbed for a while, true. But back in the day, it was hard. You couldn't, you didn't have the internet like that. I was just kind of getting into it. And that was one of the first things I used the web for, was like finding episodes that I couldn't watch that hadn't aired yet in Japanese with subtitles, and I would watch them even if they were the worst quality ever. Like I'm talking like 160 by something, like a GIF. I would still watch them because just to see it early when I couldn't watch them on TV when they didn't get to that point yet. Then I would watch them on TV afterwards when they got there. But just to kind of say, man, just my reaction for Dragon Ball Super, man. My expectations are high. They're really, really high, and I really hope that they can deliver, they can live up to it. If they do something along the lines of what we've been seeing in the animated movies, even if it's not quite as good, even if it's not quite at that level, that's fine, because I'm not expecting the animation to be as good in a long-running series as it is in, an animated movie. It's always should be better in an animated movie. But man, just to get to see, like, anime movies are cool, but like an episode to episode Dragon Ball series with Dragon Ball Super again is going to be a dream come true. I never thought I would live to see the day. I thought that when Toriyama was kind of done with it, and then GT just was the atrocity of GT. I've done a review for it. If you guys haven't seen that, check the channel. GT is an absolute cluster F. I just hate it. Well, there's some okay things about it. It's watchable, but I just, for me, I always wanted to see another Dragon Ball anime. And I always ask myself, like, why can't they get it together? Why can't they do it, man? Why can't they just, do something? I don't care. If it's written by somebody else or whatever, just give us something, because this is like the best anime to me of all time, because I like long-running shows. I like long-running anime. I love seeing fighting, and I love superpowered characters. Love comic books. So for me, it's like right up there, as my favorite of all time. And to finally see, a new Dragon Ball series, man, I never thought we would see it. I never thought, I would live to see the day. I really didn't. I didn't think we would get there, and we are. And not only that, but the fact that it's going to be written by Toriyama, it's going to be placed at a good time frame, which is like after the Buu, after some peace, but obviously before GT. And I think this pretty much says that GT is not canon. If ever you had questions, this pretty much says to me, GT is not canon. So I'm really excited to see what they do with it. How they go about it, how it fits in with the movies. Will it be at the time when Goku is in his God state, Vegeta's in his God state, or is it going to be like Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, or is it going to be kind of before that? Will it be after? How are they going to do it? Who's going to be the focus? Is it going to be focused on Goku? Is it going to be focused on, I don't know, Gohan or Goten or some of the maybe less powerful Z fighters, people that are not quite at that uber god level? Where's it going to be at? What are we going to see? But either way, if you look at like a god, there's lots of anime that have like god level type stuff. So you have like, characters from the other realm coming into the main realm, and stuff like this could really make for some great story and really give us some epic huge battles in DBS, Dragon Ball Super. I just can't, man. I can't wait till the end of summer, man, and I can't wait to do reviews and talk about it with you guys. I'm just so excited. I've even been watching Dragon Ball stuff already. Like, as soon as I heard it, I went on, I started watching the intros. I'm like, let's get some Rock the Dragon going. Let's get some, Chala, just whatever. I don't care. Dragon Soul. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I just want to see, I just want to experience, I want to feel, that feeling again that we get to see when we see new Dragon Ball anime. I know I'm not the only one. I mean, it's a worldwide phenomenon. It's a series that 18 years after the ending of GT, they're finally going to do another one for, and I just couldn't be happier. I'm just hoping that it does justice to the series. I'm hoping it's not like GT. I'm hoping that it is at least, as good as some of the parts of Dragon Ball Z, if not maybe better, because animation's so much better nowadays. Toriyama's still involved. He's still writing and doing the character designs. So it just sounds like a no-brainer, like a win-win all the way around. So hopefully we'll see that. I've heard some talk in the forums, people saying that Toriyama at one time said if he was going to do something else with Dragon Ball, he would focus on Hercule and it'd be like a Hercule story. I really hope that's not the case. I hope we're getting to see kind of what we want, and he gives us what we want. And, that's his service to the world, right? Because he doesn't have to do it, maybe he's not even doing it for himself, but just to do it for us, the diehards that have been like, ever since we saw Dragon Ball as a kid or however old you were when you first experienced it, and you still love it to this point. That's dedication. We are dedicated fans. The fan base for Dragon Ball is dedicated. And I'm glad that he's just saying, you know what? Let's just do this. I don't care what they're paying him. I don't care what they're not. That's not, I'm sure he's doing this because he probably realized, holy cow, I created this thing. And to me, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was just like I just created it. But to other people, it's like their favorite series of all time. I bet you when he started making it and everything, he at no point said to himself, this is going to be the biggest of all time. This is going to be like one of the best of all time. Worldwide, this is going to have worldwide appeal, and people are going to be still talking about this 18 years after the spin-off anime is done. So there you go, guys. That's my reaction, how I felt when I read it. It just brought a tear to my eye, made me think of like, you know, all those times when I was younger and Dragon Ball ended and I just wanted to see more and there was nothing. There was just, I had gone through everything and there was just nothing more to see, you know, and finally we're going to have a new actual anime to go with the movies they've been doing in the video games, Dragon Ball Super. One thing about the title, some people are pissed off with the title. I think they should call it Super Dragon Ball or something like that, or Dragon Ball S or DBS. Or in North America, it'll probably be called Dragon Ball Z Super, Dragon Ball ZS. I bet you. We'll see how it turns out because they did that with Kai. But I really don't care too much about that. You know, that to me doesn't matter. I'm fine with the Super because if you think about it, the powers of our characters are like so far beyond. You know, the word super, you think of like Superman, you think of super. You know, it's kind of like that over-the-top, you know, incredible, right? And that's what we're seeing right now with Dragon Ball. We've gone through all of Dragon Ball Z, and at the end of it, we're getting to the point where our characters are turning into actual gods, and it's amazing. And I'm glad it's not finished. Glad I you know lived to see the day. I didn't think I would, man. I thought in our lifetime it's not going to happen. So anyway, let me know what your guys' reaction was when you heard about this. Did you believe it? That's the first thing, because I didn't believe it. I was like, no way, it can't be. And yeah, I'm so glad that it is. So let me know how you guys feel about it. What you're feeling, what you're thinking. Do you think it's going to live up to the hype after 18 years? Can it live up to the hype? Is it even possible that it could live up to the hype? Let me know what you guys think. And if you'd like to see my reaction video, please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, please share it. Please favorite it at the bottom. And if you're new and you want to see more from me, guys, lots of Dragon Ball stuff in the channel. Just click the channel name below. Use the search tool, type in Dragon Ball. You'll find like, 100 videos. Reviews I've done a review for the series. I've reviewed the individual arcs. I mean, I've reviewed some Kai, lots of stuff. So character spotlights and that. And I'm going to intend to do a lot more. Now that we're getting new Dragon Ball, I couldn't be happier. If you're new, you want to subscribe, bottom left to go ahead and subscribe. That's all I got to say for this one, guys. It's a great day for people that have been waiting 18 years like me. I feel for you guys. I know. Right here, man. Right here with a Kamehameha. That's it. Okay. That's it for this one. See you guys for the next one. As always, it's Trev saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.